Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a final verdict for Spider-Man Beyond. Also, side note, I'm sorry if I sound a little nasally. I am getting over a cold. I did do a final verdict for Nick Spencer's run of Spider-Man, which I honestly really liked in the beginning of his run. I'm like, this might be the best Spider-Man run we've gotten in years. And then it never followed through. The Kindred stuff went on for way too long, and I was like, okay, I don't really like this run. And then we had Spider-Man Beyond announced, and that Ben Reilly was going to be a lead, and that we were going to have multiple writers on this, which was very reminiscent to before Dan Slott's run, where you had the Shed arc and all those others. This is like over 10 years ago, where they had the revolving door, and they finally picked Dan Slott to be the main writer for Spider-Man. And we have a similar situation here where Zeb Wells was in the revolving door, and now he's having his own run with a superstar artist like John Romita Jr., which we'll see how that arc ends up going, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of thoughts with that with my best comics of the week series. But yeah, this one we got to see Ben Reilly kind of take on the lead, a character who came back a couple of years ago, and I don't think Marvel really knew what to do with him. He was a villain, then he was a hero, and he had a couple of series, and I don't think anyone kind of meshed and glued with Ben Reilly, even the super fans of Ben Reilly. So now is the opportunity for him to have the flagship title, and I honestly don't feel like they did much with him to say, oh my god, Ben Reilly's back. And I feel like the highlights of this series was always when Peter Parker was the lead, and that was very few and in between because he was in a coma for most of the story. But when he did have a time to shine, he started waking up and he started moving around, I thought those were always the best. The hospital scenes, just him interacting with MJ or even Aunt May, I thought were really strong. We had a lot of point issues here, point beyond issues that I don't think tied in very well to this series. It does feel very fillerish, just like the whole full arc feels very fillerish, just to get to that issue 900 for later in the year. And I do think the shining moment, though, was the Red Goblin character, or Goblin Queen, whatever her character was called. I really liked her as a villain. I thought she was just going to be like any other, Goblin Queen character we've seen, or Goblin character we've seen in the past. And no, I feel like she was really different. She had an interesting power set where she got to control people's emotions. I liked her dynamic with Ben. I liked her dynamic with Peter, and how Ben's girlfriend and also MJ, and even Black Cat, man, was one of the shining stars of Beyond. That MJ and Black Cat issue is one of the best issues of Spider-Man we've gotten in a really long time, even though it kind of was a Spider-Man issue, kind of wasn't. But I love that story, and I just loved MJ and Black Cat's dynamic, and I feel like that's when the series was at its height. The Goblin Queen stuff, Black Cat, MJ team up, and then we get to see the end of the series, and it looks like there's gonna be a future for Ben Reilly for sure. I don't want to spoil what happens in the end, but overall, I still think it was pretty underwhelming, and it really did feel like a filler arc to get to this writer, the steady writer for the series. And I hope this is a better direction for Spider-Man as we get into more solid territory and then counting the numbers to get to issue 900. But let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Spider-Man Beyond? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.